All right, we are now live officially. Welcome, everyone. Do you see your Instagram live load up or no?
I'm looking at it. I'm waiting for it to update. There it goes. And then I just click go live.
Perfect. All right. Well, welcome,
So that's
everyone.
live.
We are live today with Mr. Rob in the house. We're getting down and dirty and personal today. For all you viewers out there, we're going to answer all those questions that you guys all have. So feel free, drop questions in the chat, drop questions everywhere you like. We'll try to get to as many of those as possible. First of all, I want to say I saw the new video that just came out. So I'm channeling my inner Tennessee whiskey today. I was inspired
Gotta be smooth.
by.
You better be smooth, Jeremy.
I liked the video though. It's pretty cool.
I see it. But don't tempt me with a good time. Hold on. For the people.
There we go.
For those who enjoyed that video.
Oh, right on. Those of you who did not see the video yet, obviously the 90-day bad boy Instagram is where you should find that. So I do recommend you go there. If you're not with us live right now on that Instagram account, go there after we're done. Otherwise they'll disconnect from that. I'll show you guys a little teaser though. Let's do a little teaser to start off with here. Let me see here. Let me pull that up here. I got it. All right. This is what we're talking about, those of you who have not seen it yet.
Oh shit, hold on.
Used to spend my nights out in the barroom. Liquor was the only love I'd known.
That's just a teaser. I'm gonna stop it right there. But
look at your boy. He caught your boy right in the look. That's me.
So I was actually pretty impressed with the fire happening there. Who's the one responsible for the fire?
Well, Jeremy, the truth is I'm the only one who seems to be capable outdoors between the three of us. You would think Josh would know some stuff, but because he was in the Navy, but I don't think they were making many fires. So I'm always the one making the fires, and I'm always the one keeping them alive, and I'm always the one keeping everybody else alive, because whenever you let Josh take over the fire, it starts to get a little extra hot around people, and people start getting scared.
So nobody got burned.
Falling. There was a log that fell that was on fire and rolled right up to people's feet. It was all things because of Josh.
Was this your most dangerous video you guys ever filmed because of the fire?
Definitely not. No, I would say the most dangerous video was the one we did where any video we do where we're standing in the middle of a street, that's pretty dangerous. Those are the ones that scare me the most. And there's been a couple where they were very dark, secluded streets that the cars going around would be going fast and probably wouldn't see us. Oh gosh, which one was it that we did? The one we did with Sarper, where we're standing almost in the opening of a tunnel. That is in the middle of Los Angeles, a tunnel in downtown Los Angeles with cars beating by. So that one was a little sketchy.
Wow, what time of night was that at? Do you remember?
It was probably 10 p.m. At that point. That's how long we go, because you guys saw that if you watched that video, we were out during the daylight. It might take a couple hours, it might take a few hours, depends on what the video is.
And you guys are risking your lives, obviously. We
are risking our lives so that we can get those comments where people say, I was having a shitty day today and this made my day. And that's the probably the biggest motive, is just like people enjoy them. So we get out there and we do those things. We have fun doing it. And it's silly. And it's kind of, I feel like a lot of people maybe grew up seeing or thinking about, gosh, I'm so good at lip singing. I swear I could be on stage and they wouldn't even know it. And then it's like, here we are. Who'd have thought?
Well, I love it. I was reading through the comments on this last video you guys just did with Tennessee whiskey, and a lot of positive feedback. Everybody's loving the vibe. So I like it. Well, if you don't mind, I know that obviously we're here live with you today. We get a chance to talk with you, pick your brain, get to know you a little bit. But there's probably some fans out there watching or tuning in that maybe don't know who you are or what you've done. I know that obviously we're talking everything entertainment here today, but what can you let us know what your shows are?
Yes, my TV resume, I guess at this point would be like, so if you don't know who I'm, Rob Warne. I have been on 4 main seasons of the show 90 Day Fiance. First season, which is the original main season, 90 Day Fiance. The second season I did was Happily Ever After. Third season I did was Last Resort, and fourth season I did was Hunt for Love. All those seasons, you have different opinions, I think, after the end, but those are those main seasons. And then I've done Pillow Talk and I've done Between the Sheets, all of which are 90 Day Fiance shows or spinoffs.
So spinoffs where you're featured on the show for different episodes and whatnot.
Yeah, a couple of them have different framework. Last Resort and Hunt for Love was 3 weeks of us filming. Everybody's together. It's one big event of just chaos and drama. And the other 2 seasons I did, main season, 90 Day Happily Ever After, they film over a course of a few months, and just like it's periodic filming back and forth. And it's also just you and said partner, or it's not like everybody together.
And Hunt for Love just aired this year, right? That's the one that just came out.
Yes, the season I was on was the first season. And I don't know. In the comments, y'all let me know. Did you like it? Was it entertaining? How do you feel about it if I wasn't on it? Do you think I helped the show or hurt the show?
I see Laura's shouting out and Kimberly shouting out all those.
Oh, they've seen them all? Oh, gosh. Well, I know what that means. It means they know me too intimately.
Well, we're actually today, we wanted to shout out you guys' new YouTube channel. The 90 Day Bad Boys have the new YouTube channel. We're actually streaming live there right now. So let me shout that out to everybody who's maybe joining us on Instagram. On the YouTube channel is actually, you guys are doing behind the scenes different content. There's content already up there that you won't find anywhere else, which is pretty cool. So let me put that here in the chat, or let me stream it across the bottom. How about that?
Yeah, that'll work.
There we go.
And those of you, everybody on my Instagram who's commenting in the chat, don't worry, I'm reading these. You guys are making me laugh, but they're telling me I was a good addition, so I appreciate that.
A nice addition to the show. So you added value to the show is what they're saying.
Yeah, I think so. There's some good ones. When Rob was on, we watched type comments. That's what's up. I like that. That's love.
I don't know how many fans do this, but I watch some of the shows that you've been on, and I always fast forward to the people that I care about. So
I've heard that a lot. I've heard people saying that a lot. Not necessarily for me, but I've heard people saying that they fast forward when it was with me and my ex a lot more, that they would fast forward when they seen us get on there. Not that nobody wants to watch this constant just bickering and drama though. So I get it.
Well, I never fast forward your parts. No.
Yeah, well, it was all hear anything. If you want to hear some real shit, you might not want to fast forward to my parts.
Well, cool. So obviously you've been on this reality journey for a while. I know that you started off modeling before the reality series and all that stuff. Is that something that you're still doing currently?
So if you go a little deeper just into what I've been doing in entertainment, started out in Kansas City, was modeling for a male agent. Love her. Her name was Jenny Wheat in Kansas City, and got to the top of what I could do in modeling in Kansas City, which didn't get me out of Kansas City. So I went on a mission. Got to LA thinking I'd model into acting, and actually first agency I went to, they weren't interested in me modeling, but they were interested in me acting. So I got an agent. So I've done a couple of commercials a few years ago, nothing really too crazy. I actually did a season of, or not a season, but an episode of Love is Blind. I can barely find anything about it, but it happened. We went on a blind date. It wasn't filmed. And then I went to the studio and the girl didn't choose me. So that is real. That is out there somewhere. But other than that, I am thinking of getting back into doing some modeling. I did a runway show for a friend a month ago, and I feel really natural doing things like that. It seems easy. And people keep telling me I should model. I don't know. You guys keep saying it. Jeez.
I want to see more of you.
I guess. Should I? I don't know. All right. And I haven't gone so far as to try to get another modeling agent. I've just done whatever maybe is right there. But I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll go look for a modeling agent.
Are you obviously into the acting side of things? What would be your ideal if you could do anything at all? What would your ideal acting opportunity be? Would it be a superhero movie? Would it be a drama? Would you be a gangster? What do you see yourself doing?
Jeremy getting down to the nitty-gritty questions. Those are the ones you gotta. I feel like I can play a number of different roles. I will say that being a Marvel character would be like a dream come true of ultimately having solidified yourself in the history books as an actor, because you'll always be that character who is solidified in the history books as in entertainment. So that's right. Fire. But I fuck with the cowboy look. I put me in a Django movie, something like that. I can be serious. For sure. I feel like I can be serious and I can throw some very sharp looks. So I feel like that you could put me in a villain role, or let me just be like Will Smith type and just do kind of funny action stuff. Okay. That'd be fun.
All right. Very cool. I love it. We want to talk about a little bit about just getting to know you a little bit. I know that you're a big animal fan and you do have a few pets. Do you mind letting us know how many pets you have?
Well, I have currently 5 pets. They are all the same type of pet. They're all tarantulas. I grew up loving animals, have had dogs, cats, frogs, snakes, and growing up, and had a dog who passed away 2-3 months ago, Rome, and a lot of people probably remember him. He was on the show. He's my baby. I had him for 13 years. So that's I got him tatted on my arm right here. Somebody had just said that Rob needs more tats. Well, Rob got Rome tatted, and that kind of sparked a few more tats. So I'm working on it. But I love animals, and I don't know, while I was sitting in Texas, married but at home alone, I don't know, something sparked the interest to just say, fuck it. Maybe I just felt like I was a weirdo. So I was like, man, fuck it. Let's go get some weirdo shit. Let's get some tarantulas. But it's not completely out of nowhere. My uncle, when I was a kid, had tarantulas and scorpions and thought it was cool. I was a little knucklehead outdoorsy kid, but somebody online had got one and thought that was, damn, that's such a interesting concept. To look them up. Damn, they can live to be 30 years. It's like having a pet rock. You don't barely have to do anything. And they cost $5 every 2 months to feed them. So I'm like, well, shit. Let's get one. And then I got one, and then I'm looking at the blogs, I'm looking at the Facebook pages that are like, hey, if you get one, you might as well get 2. And most people who get one end up with 20. I'm just like, man, I ended up with 6.
Nice.
But one of them definitely hooked out. He was a male. So the males only live for a couple of years to a few years, depending on species. But I have 5 more. If they're all females, they could live from 14 years to 30 years, which would be crazy.
That's so cool. Do you handle them? Do you pick them up and play with them at all?
I haven't really handled them. It's kind of even advised not to. A lot of people feel like they're not that type of pet. They're an exotic pet. They don't really remember you. They can't really teach them things and try to train them. And they're an interesting creature. Light doesn't affect them. So if I turn the light on, they don't like scatter or anything. They don't even move if you reach in to touch them. Sometimes it depends on which one. There's only a couple of them that I've been brave enough to do it, but they don't really move. And I just haven't, they're so small and they grow so slowly that I haven't wanted to. They're really light. It's crazy when they shed, and when their skin that they shed off is almost weightless. It's crazy. It's like a velvet weightless thing. So they're really light. They're bugs. So I don't want to break one and I don't want to drop one. And they have these fat butts that if you drop them can burst. So they're not really there yet.
Well, it's perfect for your production schedule. You could leave for a few days and they'll be fine.
Exactly. Absolutely. I really don't have to worry about them. If I could leave for a month, if I feed them beforehand, they're perfectly fine. We're talking about tarantulas to the person who just asked what animal we're talking about. I have 5 of them.
I was on a walk, I kid you not, in Tucson, Arizona on a summer evening, and it was sunset, and counted about 22 of them during that walk.
I hear people say they've seen them in the wild all the time, and I've never seen one. I lived in Texas for 2 years, never saw a wild tarantula.
My first encounter with one, I had moved from LA and I was in Tucson. I was there, this was a decade ago, and it was a nice day, perfect weather. I had my front door open and my sliding glass door open and all the windows open, this nice little breeze coming in. And I came out of the bedroom and there was one sitting right in the middle of my living room that had walked in.
Man, I haven't encountered one like that. And I always wonder, because how they are, if you could just pick one up that's wild, because it's not going to act different from one that's not.
Right.
They're just like, they are how they are. It would be the same way since a baby was out there, it did everything the same. So
right.
I think I haven't been tested, and I don't know if I would go for it or not. I might mess with it a little bit though. I'm usually that guy at Hunt for Love. There were 2 times at Hunt for Love, actually 3 times. There was a baby crab that ran through the middle of filming that everybody started freaking out about, that I ran out there, yo, chill, let me get the crab, and I got him out of there. There was a water bug this big that everybody started freaking out about. So it was just right in the middle of everybody when we were filming the group, sitting at the tables and chairs by the beach, and this big ass water bug just right into the middle of the scene, and people jumped up, said, screw this, everybody's getting out of the way. I'm like, get a cup, can I get a piece of paper? And I walked them over to a bush. And then there was another time when a raccoon in the middle of filming with Chantel. So if anybody, I think it was in the show, but there was a raccoon in the middle of filming with Chantel that basically started just walking up on us. And it was like, so, all right, everybody's looking weirded out and shying away. And I'm just, all right, shoo. And I'm just pushing it out away. And he goes away. But it's like, I was always that guy to have to handle the wildlife at the Tulum resort, at the Hunt for Love resort.
You were the man that they called. Well, raccoons, I know raccoons can be pretty aggressive sometimes. They have.
Oh, there was a raccoon on that resort that I had a problem with. Because the one that came into my room, me and him, we had issues because he knew that my door lock was broken on my back porch. So I couldn't close him out of my life. He knew that it was open. Every night in the middle of the night, he would push my back door open and just go ahead into my room. And I remember one night waking up and I could hear him because the way the rooms was set up was you walk in the room and there's a bed facing the back porch door. And then behind the bed is half wall. And then on the other side of that half wall is the bathroom and the sink and the shower, all that stuff's behind, and then the trash can underneath that. So I wake up and I can hear him behind me, behind the bed, behind the counter, behind me, underneath there in the trash. And I leaned all the way over there to see, and I look and I'm right over top of him. He looks up at me and he starts running around by the side of the bed. I grabbed a water bottle, chucked it at him, was like, stay out. And he definitely came back later when I went back to sleep that same night.
They can get into a lot of things. They're pretty mischievous.
That one in particular. I'm a fan of all wildlife unless you want to make it a me versus you problem. Now I don't like you, bro. That little raccoon. There were some devious raccoons at that resort.
I've heard them growl and hiss at each other before. They can get pretty mean. I'm sure they're pretty.
Say that again.
I said I've heard them growl and hiss at each other before. Are you still there?
Hold on, you're cutting out. I can't hear you.
Let me try this. Is that better?
Ooh, just keep cutting out. Hold on.
There we go. Is that you?
Yeah, because you've been freezing a little bit. I don't know if I'm freezing. I know you've been freezing.
It might be because we have like 3 million viewers on here right now.
I doubt it. That'd be great.
What we can do, just obviously to make the stream better, but we also want to promote the YouTube. So we want everybody to jump over and join us on that YouTube. We can cut.
Guys, go to the YouTube. We got the Bad Boys YouTube. We need people to go over there. We finally have a YouTube. It seems silly, right? We should ban it on YouTube, but we finally have a YouTube. Go to the YouTube so that whenever we do, because at some point we're gonna stop doing lives on here, I think, and just migrate over there. Especially once I'm doing lives on OBS. It's a little different than Instagram.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be getting you guys on the YouTube at different events, I've heard, and all kinds of fun stuff. So.
I went and got a nice Insta360 camera just so I want to start doing YouTube videos of us doing action fun stuff. So we went out in Puerto Rico, but we went kayaking, me, Josh, and Jamal. Would have been great if I had an Insta360. We could have made that a whole live thing instead of just us out there in the dark. It was awesome, but nobody got to come with us. So next time I'm gonna have.
Was that at the bioluminescence that you did?
Yeah, right. That would have been cool if I had a good camera. Someone asked, what's somebody asked? Oh, OBS. What's OBS? OBS is what you have to use in order to go live on Twitch and Kick and YouTube if you want to do it all at the same time. Or I think in general, to go live on Twitch, you have to have OBS.
It's a software, right? It's like a program and obviously attach cameras to it.
It's like how you set up what camera you're using, what microphone you want to be using, what platforms you want it to go live to. So it's the back end on what all these people who go live stream are using.
So guys, jump over to the YouTube here, scrolling at the bottom of your screen. We're gonna.
Hey, I like the way it just goes. It's just flying by the bottom of the screen. That's smooth. Tennessee.
Well, we're gonna disconnect these Instagrams here in a few minutes and continue over on the live for everyone. So
guys, go to the YouTube because we're not going to stay on. I'm not going to stay on here. We're going to go on the YouTube next. I can't see how many people are on. Let me see this real quick.
I don't know. Are you able to see it on your end there? So Rob, you obviously are very outdoorsy. You enjoy the outdoors. You enjoy nature. But what would be your most ideal if you can get away? Let's say for a weekend. What does that look like to you? What would the ultimate weekend getaway be?
I would have to say it's always gone between going somewhere tropical and that type of wildlife and that type of nature, or going into the mountains. I love to do that. I lived in Oregon for 2 years off grid, so I definitely have a place in my heart that just like, yo, going camping. I'm about that life. Let's go. And really to go out into the mountains where can make a campfire, can cook some food over the open campfire and just listen to music, hang out. That is like a fire weekend. I'm down every time.
That sounds cool. So would you ever do something like if you don't catch a fish thing?
I would do that because in general, when I was just watching a movie about somebody that got stranded in the wilderness and I was just watching Castaway and I was thinking to myself like, man, I think the first day I would just start setting up shop. First day he spent just wandering around and not really knowing what to do and just fucking off. But I would have spent as soon as I would have washed up on shore, I'm like, fuck, I need to build a shelter. I'll get my fire area started. I'm all right, what type of food do we got here? What can we do? And I probably would have fucked around and just stayed on the island. I wouldn't even have hopped on a raft and tried to float away. I'd have just been like, well, there's a real thing that happened where it was like some dudes that got stranded on an island. And after 2 months, they got rescued. And then they were like, it was vacation. And so it's kind of low key feel like that about it.
No, internet's kind of nice for a while, right? If you can't
cut me off, I need an internet break.
Well, did you ever watch the series Alone? Have you ever seen that series at all?
Yeah. Yes, I have. I've seen some of that.
Where they see who can survive the longest and they just get dropped off and everything.
I have seen that show. And of course, I'm watching it. I'm trying to learn
what
they're doing and what was the best way to do it. And then also considering how well would I do. And I feel like I'd last a pretty good while. It's all about where they put you, though. That's what I realized about that show. And if they put some people in a good area where they can work with what they got really pretty easily, but then they put other people in areas that ain't got shit around.
Have nothing there.
That's a tough one. That is tough. You're better off just moving, just like hiking to a new area.
There was the one season, I think they used to have a rule that even if you won, they don't come and get you until you tap out. So there was the one season, I think they changed that rule. I could be wrong, but
somebody stayed.
Right. There was the
How
guy.
How long did he stay?
Well, he built a rock house. And then he ended up finding.
He set up shop. He got comfortable. He said, I'm here and I'm here. So let me figure out how to get my comfort zone popping and then I'll just accept it. And that's what he did.
Producers behind the scenes were probably going, so he's been out there 20 days longer than everybody else. How much longer do we have to stay out here?
Exactly. And I can only imagine that they're looking at the bank account going, Jesus, we're still paying for people to just be within a call and a 20-minute save you situation away. They probably got a whole crew of production people within a couple miles of there that are just sitting there that whole time waiting for him to give up. And they're just paying for it. And so I love it. I love that he did that to them.
You can definitely learn a lot from that show. You see the mistakes that people make and ones that do the best learn from.
I got some good saved files on my Instagram, and I got one that's called Lifestyle, and that shit is full of different ways to make shelters, just in case.
You never know when you'll need it, right?
You never know. I consider myself a bit of a prepper, not like I don't really throw money away on it, buying a bunch of MREs and stuff like that, but I drive a Jeep Gladiator because in my mind, put that good bumper on the front. I'm not sitting on the highway with the rest of y'all. I'm driving the hell out of town one way or another. I'm going through backyards. After watching I Am Legend, I said, let me get a pit bull. Let me get a dog that's going to have my back. I try to stay, I get all the little things. I got the little generator, power banks, shit like that. I always try to have stuff. So I'm about it. In worst case scenario, I think I'd be over there building me up a little rock shelter too.
Out of you three, Jamal and Josh, being the other two, who would survive the longest?
I would survive the longest. That's not the question. I don't think anybody debates that. I think even Josh will accept that. And Josh doesn't accept shit about somebody being better than him at anything. But I think even he would accept that I would survive the longest. But the question is who would survive the shortest? And that is also very obvious that Jamal would survive the shortest. Jamal would be the one to not make it. He'd be complaining. He'd spend so much time complaining. He wouldn't get any shelters set up. He wouldn't know where to find food. He'd be so upset at the fact of what he'd have to do the things that it would take to survive. I don't see Jamal lasting too long.
Maybe we should, on the new YouTube channel you guys have, maybe we should set up a 90-Day Bad Boy Alone show and then have the three of you dropped off in the middle of somewhere and see who survives the longest.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
The great thing is it'll probably only be 3 episodes. It'll only be 2 days. So
because Jamal's not going to do that more than once. That's for sure. Jamal not doing that more than once.
We'll give him an option where you could tap out, and we'll see if you can even make it through 5 hours.
I would, if we putting money on it, I'm betting Jamal doesn't make it through the day. I'm betting he doesn't even get to the nighttime. Or if he did, he'd get a few hours into the nighttime and give up. Why am I doing this? This is so stupid. And then he'd call you guys, come get me. Why did you guys convince me to do this? And then it would be me, because that's how it is with us three. Is if it's usually Josh is in the middle. He's either competing with me or he's competing with Jamal. Me and Jamal don't usually compete because the things I'm good at and the things he's good at are too far apart. He just gonna have to be like, I've got it, and I'm gonna be like, Jamal got it. But Josh want to be good at everything. He wants to think he's the best at everything. So he's always jumping up to compete with either one of us if one of us is expressing that we're better at something. And so that would be a me and Josh competition where we would be out there for weeks, and Jamal would have been at home. He would have gave up so quick.
Josh would be cheating though. I'm sure he'd be ordering Uber Eats and things like that.
Probably. Josh would be ordering Uber Eats, and Jamal would quit when you tell him the details of what we're doing.
Quit before you started.
He'd be like, wait, so I don't have a TV? Wait, so I don't have phone service? Wait, I don't have, I can't call an Uber. I can't call Uber Eats. He'd be asking all the questions that would make him be like, why am I doing this? Am I getting paid some crazy amount of money off of this? And that would be the only way to get him to do it. But it'd have to be some stupid amount of money because Jamal just don't give a damn. He'd be like $1 million. He'd be like, screw this. I don't have to do this for $1 million. I could see him doing that.
Well, let's do this. Let's jump off. I'm going to disconnect the live streams for the Instagram. So all of you, last warning, those of you watching live, we have some really good questions coming up you don't want to miss. So you want to definitely jump over to the YouTube channel because we are going to find out Rob's favorite color here in just a few minutes. So if you guys don't jump over.
Real deep stuff, guys.
So jump over, join us on the YouTube. We're still streaming live on the YouTube. So it's a quick jump over.
Yes.
It's scrolling on the bottom there.
All people in my, I got people in my Instagram watching. Go to the YouTube. I do see your guys' comments. Yes, I'm here, Nick 18_06. Yes, I know I don't have a girlfriend. Share Bear 420, but go over to the YouTube and we're going to continue from there because we're going to end live on Instagram.
Perfect. And we'll answer all your questions on YouTube as well. Somebody's asking if you're in Oregon right now too, over on the 90-day channel.
I'm not in Oregon. I'm in LA. I'm in dirty ass city, smog ridden LA right now.
But have you ever done the ride the horses up to the Hollywood sign yet?
Nah, that's a thing.
You have to start in the valley on the backside. And then you basically can rent a horse and ride up to the backside of the Hollywood. So you come up on top of the hill and you're looking down on the sign itself, and then all of LA and Santa Monica and the ocean and everything. It's pretty cool.
That's a fire date idea. I like that. That's a fire date idea. I have to look into that.
The only reason why I've even done that is one of my cousins actually married a guy who owned a ranch there. And he supplies horses to all the Western, like Hidalgo and all the movies. When the horses aren't working, they're
used for doing tours with the horses. That's cool. I didn't know they had many horses out here. I've only seen only horses I've seen in LA were in Inglewood. There's some brothers that ride horses in Inglewood, and if you're at that Wingstop off of Broadway on Saturday night, you might see some brothers on horses.
I didn't realize that. They just ride them through town.
I was sitting there waiting for my wings one night, and dudes was riding by through the parking lot on horses and came right up to me. It's on I think it's on my Instagram. One of my highlights is like, why was I here, or something like that. And I think it's on there, but like, dude in Englewood rolled right up to my car on his horse, and then was just like, bro, you got a horse out here? He was like, man, we got horses. Where do you put them? He's just, we got stables. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah, they be walking them down the street.
Was he rocking the hat like yours?
He was. Yes. No, they're about it. They're not fake cowboying. They're real cowboy. Inglewood Cowboys. There's probably a Facebook out there for them.
I'm sure there is, right? A YouTube channel. Yeah. So let's disconnect the live streams off of Insta. We'll see you guys over on YouTube.
All right, guys, go to YouTube. See you on YouTube.
So
right. I just disconnected.
Just does automatically. So getting back to questions here. Let's see. I have wanted to get to know you a little bit. The fans get to know you. So what does a typical day for you look like when you're not in production, when you're home?
When I'm not in production, if I don't have anything necessarily somewhere that I need to be, I'll probably wake up, go to the gym. It's the first thing I try to do after breakfast. Go to the gym, and then now, more lately, I've been on days off where I'm not traveling or working. Then I've been going live on my TikTok a lot, doing battles and stuff. Some people might already have seen me doing that more recently. I haven't in the last 3 weeks because I've been traveling, but that's traveling for pillow talk between the sheets, things like that, or even traveling to New York for the holiday party that we just did. So
yeah, you guys just rocked that holiday party. Saw all the media write-ups about it and everything.
Yeah, so, and I want to start doing streaming. We're talking about with the action camera and things like that, where whatever I go do during the day, then I'll want to bring the people with me and hang out with me while I'm doing it.
Cool.
Trying to streamline that. But typical day, yeah. More recently, days off, I'm gymming, streaming, and then later on in the evening, maybe I might go on a date or something. Maybe I'll hang out with the homies playing Twitch.
Nice.
Type stuff. And I like to watch movies, so I watch a lot of movies at the end of my days and just relax.
Somebody said that they're here for your favorite color. We'll get to that. You have to wait.
My favorite color. That's a complicated question too. Let me think about it. Who really off grip really has a favorite color? Knows their favorite color? Dude, I have 5 that I've liked over the years, but okay. Are we waiting on that one? We're not going to talk about
it. We'll come to that. We'll make them wait. That's the suspense. Somebody's asking your favorite movie. In fact, I was actually going to ask that next. What is, you said you like to watch movies. What would be one of your favorites? Or maybe a couple of your favorites?
So I like Django, right? I said that earlier, one of my favorite movies. But I like a lot of movies. It's hard. There's so many different movies. I like that movie, damn it, the one where aliens attack 30 years in the future and they send people back in time. And it's, what's his name that played Star-Lord? This is why I don't like to answer this question, because I'm like, damn, there's so much shit and I can't even remember half of them. But I like movies that are about concepts that I could imagine happening that are away from reality, right? Sci-fi, alien movies, Avatar's fire, zombie movies are fire, because I always wonder, I'm low-key a prepper, so it's like, if that shit was to happen, I want to see all the potential ways it could happen, and it's always interesting. But I like comedies and I like actions and action movies and movies about things that could happen. That's always interests me. Sci-fi things, creatures that you've never seen before is always interesting to see. So
have you seen Aliens versus Cowboys?
Yes, I have. And it was a little bit, I don't know what it was. Something was missing. Something was missing from that movie.
Maybe you were missing from that movie. Maybe that's what it was.
Oh, me and Alien versus Cowboys? They'd have had me out there. I'd have been diving to survive. I would have been trying to shoot them up. Fucking revolvers versus lasers. Good luck.
Somebody's saying they love Godzilla.
Godzilla's good. I like the Godzilla movies, all of the King Kong guys. I done watched them a bunch of times, stuff like that. And it's good animation. It looks good. It looks dope. I like that.
Michelle's saying her favorite movie is favorite color. Depends on her mood.
Right. Yes, Michelle. You know what I'm saying? I'll have favorite movies for different moods because I like stuff across all over the board, but it's hard to say a favorite movie. I like the new movie with Michael B. Jordan. What's it called? The vampire movie? A lot of people, it got mixed reviews, but people really liked it, and some people didn't like it at all, but I liked it a lot. I thought his acting was great. He played 2 versions of himself in the same scene through the whole movie. That was awesome.
They're asking if you like...
I like horror movies. I like a good scary movie. Now, horror being scary versus gory. Is horror more gory, or is horror kind of the name for both?
I think it's a name for both. There's so many different types of horror. There's like comedy horror, and then there's very realistic horror, drama horror, and then there's just the cheesy, slice everybody up horror.
I saved the really scary ones for a date. Those you got to save for a date because she's gonna be like, that's good stuff. But if it's just chilling, then that's probably all the other ones. But I do like horror movies. I like suspenseful, scary, crazy. It got to be good, though. If it's trash, it's got to make sense or it's got to look cool.
Do you ever turn movies off 20 minutes in?
When they don't look good. Yeah, if a movie looks like, if as soon as I turn it on, it's just, you could tell when you watch movies, when you turn it on, you like, I don't know what the budget was, but they couldn't afford the better camera. Because there's something about this camera, I can tell this is a low budget film. And then the acting starts and you're just like, oh, hell no, let me turn this shit off. Or it's like, it sounded good. And then I realized it's from another country and I don't feel like reading subtitles for 2 hours. So I'm like,
Well, with all the streaming platforms, I grew up in the age of Blockbuster. So you have to go physically to go get the movie. There was nothing worse than picking out a movie. You spend an hour there looking at everything. And then you're all excited. You get back, you throw it on. And it's awful.
I actually grew up right behind a Blockbuster in Kansas City.
I remember one movie I saw. There was a Navy SEAL movie. I don't even remember the name of it, but the SEALs were doing a night strike and they were flying in these helicopters. It looked like they were in a cardboard box and it was rattling to make it look like they were in a helicopter. This is true.
This is what I just picked up from. This is what I went and spent my time and ordered, and now, oh great, I have it for 48 hours. Or I'm gonna give it right back. Don't even, and then you want to give it right back because then you don't want to risk getting to take it back and it costing you next time you do take it back. Like I said, I grew up right behind a Blockbuster Video, and so it was like if I didn't like that shit, I'm walking right back around and just dump it back in there because it was too easy to forget when it was right there. Just as easy as it was to return them, it was just that easy to forget it and just leave it because it's right there. I'll just do it later, and then just freaking not do it.
Somebody's asking if you like The Ring. Have you seen that movie?
The Ring? I've seen it. It was a while ago though that I saw it, and it was cool. It's hard to think about how I felt watching it because it was so long ago that I saw it. That was back when I feel like I saw The Ring around the time that what was that Bruce Willis movie when he was a ghost? Fucking The Sixth Sense. Around that time, that was a long time ago that I'd seen The Ring. I can't even recall if it was that scary. I think anything reaching out of a TV screen though is fucking scary. That'll get you.
Somebody asked a good question here. They're asking, Jen asked, do you watch all the shows that you're in? Do you watch those seasons?
I haven't watched my shit since the 6th episode of my first season. I stopped watching the show. I was never much of a reality TV watcher. I did not know about 90 Day Fiance when I got on it. Well, it wasn't I didn't know about it to reach out to them. My ex did. And when I was hearing that it was like, oh, so you look good. And then I'm like, oh, so it's not just going to be like a whole slant to just make me look bad. They're like, of course not. 6 episodes in. This ain't nothing but me looking bad. I'm not watching this shit anymore. I'm done. I'll just, if people tag me and stuff, that's what I watch is I'll just watch whatever people tag me in on Instagram and stuff. And there's a couple of people who watch the whole episode and will tag every scene that they put on their stories. They'll tag me in whatever scenes I'm in and they'll put the whole episode on their story. Right. So that's even better for me because I'm like, I don't even have to just sit here and act like I'm a fan of watching reality TV and just sit here through an hour or more of everybody's storylines and everything. Like I try to keep up, but I'm just not a reality TV watcher. So it's like I see the scenes I'm in. I was most interested in seeing and I was most willing to watch Hunt for Love just because I knew it was going to be, it's not going to be me with somebody trying to tell everybody to hate me. It's just going to be me. So that was like, I'm way more interested in this. The other seasons, I always just never knew what was said behind my back, never knew what would be some new thing that would be like, oh, it's going to make me look bad. I wasn't involved as much in my own narrative when it was me and my ex. And I was a lot more able to just be me without the conflict, I guess, that pulls me out of just getting to be myself.
Right.
So that one I appreciated. I definitely watched the most of Hunt for Love.
And they obviously they can paint you in any light they want because they're filming so much content that with creative editing, they could put scenes in where they seem like they're back to back, but yet they were filmed 3 days apart and all kinds of crazy stuff like that, right?
Right. Dude, speaking that real. Hey, they sure can, but you got to pay attention. If you're a viewer and it's so hard to miss, just pay attention to things. If it's supposed to be nighttime, why is it daytime? Why is this little clip got light coming through the walls if it's supposed to be nighttime? You know what I mean? Things like that where you're like, man, maybe the sequence of events didn't quite happen. What can I say? What am I allowed to say? Not a whole lot.
But it keeps fans entertained, right? Keeps that hook going.
Man, when they putting that shit on me and yeah. I think one of the most frustrating things is when context is lost. I'm long-winded. I do make sense if you hear me out. And I don't always get the chance to say the beginning, middle, and end of a thought that is like that to get people to at least understand me. And when that happens, if that happens, it's frustrating. So it's like me trying not to talk as much and not give them opportunities to do more with whatever I might have thought I gave them this, but I ended up giving them that. So it's dicey.
What you should do on whatever next reality show you're on is keep the editors guessing. Always paint a little tattoo smiley face or something in a different spot so that every
man they would absolutely hate that so much if I did that. And it's funny. Sometimes I'm the one to catch the continuity things, like didn't I have this, or wasn't that supposed to be there, or sometimes like that. But if I didn't, so people catch it when they see it on the show. Sometimes it just gets missed and people don't notice those things.
Right.
But I just saw somebody's fingernail polish was on, then it wasn't on, then it was, then it wasn't. You start to see a little bit of the cracks in the armor of just what they want, what it's all supposed to look like.
Right. Well, getting back to some of these questions we have here, somebody's asking, are you a coffee drinker? What's your
coffee right here?
What's your favorite coffee that you enjoy? What's your go-to?
Honestly, I'm trying to get away from drinking coffee. I don't think it's necessarily. Honestly, I just don't think it's good. I think it's making my teeth yellow. So I'm like, man, I don't want to drink coffee as much anymore. So I'm trying to find something else. But
that's why you got to drink it through a straw.
That's what I started doing that more recently. Some days I don't, but I've been doing it more recently that I heard about that. But I guess I usually get like a vanilla latte if I go to Starbucks. Iced vanilla latte, almond milk, nothing too crazy, extra shot of espresso. Or if I'm at home, I just make a cup of coffee and probably put about the equivalent of 2 packs of sweetener and 3 creamers in there.
There you go.
I like my coffee to look about my complexion.
So all those standing in line ahead of Rob at Starbucks over next week, now you just drink it.
Hey, damn, wouldn't that be something? That would be crazy. If I was in line and someone was like, I watched you on live last week, so I got your coffee. Thank you, ma'am. That's so sweet. That's so nice. That would be crazy, though.
Time for a selfie. Time for a selfie.
You never know. Absolutely. Matter of fact, we can walk to our gate together. Hanging out with you.
Somebody's asking, what's your favorite video that you guys did as the Bad Boys?
My favorite video is it's between the Careless Whisper video and I can't remember the name of the song, but the weekend song we did where we were driving around in the cars.
That was cool, yeah.
I feel like that one was the most professional looking video. That it looked like it had this massive budget. It looked like it was like it would have been on MTV damn near. This shit looked legit, and so I thought that was a very cool video. And I like the Careless Whisper video because I like that song, and I feel like everybody did good in that video. And the scene we were at was Airbnb in Miami, and that was fire. It was just all around. That was a fun, good video, and I liked it. I liked it the most probably because I knew the words already. I didn't have to learn the damn words. That's always a plus when you don't have to memorize the lines to the song before going out there and trying to dance and remember those lines. So like Jamal, for example, Jamal a lot of times doesn't know the words to the song. And he also stresses out about the dancing. So when Jamal doesn't do that, he doesn't sit there and really just lock in on getting the words down. He loses both of them when he's out there because he doesn't have the dancing locked in. He wants to. And it's like he's struggling with the words. And then he's also not, because the dance is not coming naturally, super naturally. He's getting better at it though. But it's like that, not knowing the words and then trying to get out there and look cool in a dance it's tough. Because your mind can really only be locked in on one side at a time. And even when I don't think about, and I don't have to think about the dancing as much, but I don't know the words as well, I'll let myself just dance. And as soon as I'm like, I let myself dance, then I forget to even mouth the words. Be actually be a part of the song too at the same time. So it's tough. It's not, hey, lip singing is a talent. As much as y'all say it's not, it is. Okay.
Well, it's like acting though. Once you lock in your lines, then you can actually add the character to it. You can't add the character until you lock in the lines, right?
Exactly. And whether or not we're good at it or not, you guys decided we're good at it or not. I think the talent lies in managing to do it and people like it at all. Whether it's good, I don't know. But if we can do it and people like it, do it good enough where it looks fun, it looks kind of good. Oh, they're doing pretty good, or maybe they do it better than I would. That right there is talent enough for what we're doing.
Well, Kim was saying, she's saying the song is Hurt, the one that you liked with the cars driving.
Oh, was it? Okay. Yeah, because I could almost think of the words before. I don't really know song names that well. I'm not big. I like music, but I'm not a big follow the names of songs. I'm a Shazammer. I hear it, I Shazam it, boom, I got it, put it in a playlist, and don't even realize who even made the song. So sometimes I'm the last person to realize what the name of that song was.
Now on the, you said that it looks like it could be an MTV. I think all of your videos, actually, if you go back to the early 90s, I think all your videos are beating all those early 90s videos, or at least a good majority of them.
Some of them. Oh, there's a couple of them now. Money the line of being good enough for that, but I would say they are surprisingly good for what they are. We've got some good ones. We've got some silly ass ones, and I think the biggest thing that helps us is we get good locations. So we managed to get really good locations. When we did the song in San Diego a couple of months ago, and we wanted to do it around the baseball field. And when we were driving around, because it's San Diego, if you know their stadium, it's in the middle of downtown. So we're driving around trying to figure out where can we park, where can we pull up to the stadium, and it'd be like you can even see the stadium, even though because we're not in the stadium, we're outside. What can we do to get this accomplished? And as we're driving around, I just looked over, I saw an opening. I'm like, yo, park right there. Let's go over there, because we knew the game was going to end soon. And we got so lucky because once we started filming was the end of the game's fireworks. And this is how it happens. We've had some really good luck in our filming when it comes to locations. People will clear out somehow in those moments. We don't have anybody ushering people out of the way. People clear out in those moments. We managed to get these shots. It's nuts. But that one was probably the most, wow, I can't believe that we just got that, because we had fireworks for 35 minutes to do the song over and over and over in front of these fireworks going off. And it was like, who gets that? Who can accomplish that? You would almost feel like we would have had to have been coordinated with the stadium to be like, we'll be here and we want the fireworks there, so they're right behind us as we're doing the song. Dude, it was laid out for us, just the universe. And it was great.
It's almost like if you try to plan it and time it, it probably wouldn't have happened.
And we do mess up when we do try to plan it more. Sometimes it's pure luck that it ends up going the way that it does. And it's a lot of us just being out there, walking around, driving around, trying to figure it out, and just being like, yo, there it is. And then it just comes together.
That's cool. Somebody's asking what your favorite food is. What type of food do you like?
I like Indian food, I think, the most. Chicken coconut curry with some cheese naan bread. You got to have the rice with it. That's probably one of my favorite meals right now. Otherwise, I like sushi. I like tempura, so like the fried sushi. And other than that, I am on a kick to try more and more foreign foods. I want to see what all the hype is about all around the world and see what everybody's favorite foods are. So I've been trying a lot of different stuff. One of my favorites that's super sporadic, but because I saw people on TikTok talking about it, is Nigerian. It's called fufu and egusi soup. It's like African food. It's like a white ball of breaded, almost between bread and mashed potatoes. But you take it, you dip it in the soup. I said, let me try it. I tried it. It was amazing. So if anybody's curious about African food, the one I would suggest to try first is fufu and egusi soup. Fire. Nice.
Where was that? Where do you find that at? Are you somewhere in LA there?
When I started my foreign food kick, I was in Austin. And the first place I had fufu and egusi soup, there were 2 African cuisine places on DoorDash in Austin. And I went to one of them. That's where I had it. So I think is just everywhere. If you can find an African cuisine restaurant somewhere, they probably have fufu and soup. They might not have egusi soup, but they probably definitely have fufu and hopefully egusi soup. That was my favorite. That's the only one I tried.
Nice. What's your go-to spot in LA when you're home? Where would your fans run into the most?
Eating out?
Or coffee shop.
I'm a DoorDashing animal. I be on DoorDash. I don't eat out unless I have to. If you catch me out, I'm not telling everybody because I'm out on a date and y'all don't need to be putting me on blast. So if you catch me out in them streets, man, that's because I'm out here probably with a girl that I might be interested in. And that I don't know. I don't want to take a date to the same spot. I feel like that seems weird. So where could you see me out here? The gym. The gym is probably the time when I'm most in public with people, that it could be anybody else in the room consistently. Other than that, you could run into me in Venice, making my way. That's it though.
Do you ever go out there to do the campfires on the beach?
I've seen it, but I've never actually gone out there to do it. I was once out there and they had the whole drum circle and everything, and I went over there to check it out. But I'm not in that text thread. I don't know when and how or who does them.
No, you can actually, it's daily. So it's the El Segundo area. up there.
Where?
So it's just so on the way south, if you're headed down towards Manhattan Beach, it's kind of that stretch. There's a almost electrical plant or an oil plant or something that's on the coastline there. It's right in that area. You can build campfires nightly there. I think
you can build your own campfires?
they have fire pits. I've done that a few times.
Hey man, I'm gonna need you to text me the location on that. I got something.
Okay.
I was trying to
Yeah, I'll
find
drop
something
it to you.
tomorrow.
I'll drop it to you. I used to live up in that right just near that area, so sometimes I'd be driving through there a couple times a week at night, and you see just all the fires down there. But it's fun.
No, that's right. That's definitely my vibe. I love a good campfire. And cliche as it sounds, yes, some s'mores, I don't like hot dogs, but bratwurst over a campfire.
And there's actually, I think there's a Safeway or a Vons or something that's right nearby that sells firewood too. So
I'm gonna go out there tonight so I can just go hang out at a campfire. I'm gonna be out there by myself.
All right, I'll drop a pin. I'll
I see me down there by Manhattan Beach tonight on the beach making a fire, sitting there by myself, just having a moment. Because Jeremy said that I could go pitch a fire. You don't understand how much time I would spend in nature or just in those types of vibes. If it was right there in front of me, I would just do that.
It's a cool spot too because it's really dark there. It's like a secluded area. So to the right of you, you'll see Santa Monica and all that, and then to the left, you'll see Manhattan Beach lights. But you'll be getting in the dark there. It's fun.
I need the location.
I'll drop that to you.
Hell,
somebody's asking, do you enjoy fishing?
I do enjoy fishing. I got all of that. I got a kayak. I got two kayak fish. Let me think. I got a fishing rod in the back of my truck right now. I got a backpack full of fishing gear. It's all set up, ready to go. It's in my car. I can pull over at any time and go fishing if I so please. I'm that guy. So yes, I do enjoy fishing.
You have a lot of people on here who are fans of camping and fishing as well. That's awesome. Love it.
See, this is the thing, Jeremy. This is the thing that I feel like people are failing to realize. Every time I ask people who have been in nature if that is their happy place, it's always yes. It's only the people who haven't been in nature who are like, I don't want to be out there. It's like the bugs, the dirt, the da. I haven't even been out there, but it's in all of us, man. I think it's in all of us. We all truly just, if you haven't been spending time in nature, you've been doing yourself a disservice because that shit is for all of us and it's in us to want to be out there. And I know it. That's why I spend a lot of time out there.
You get this peaceful connection when you're disconnected.
And it's grounding. It's real. It's like connecting to the world and the life you're living. If you're just all in the hustle and bustle all the time and never just, that's not really that fun. You step outside on the sidewalk, you look at all the concrete and the cars and all the lights and everything. That doesn't make you feel one with the world. That just makes you feel like you need to stay busy because everybody else is busy. But when you go out in nature, it's like everything slows down and you being there quietly looking out at nature and there's nothing else going on. It's so grounding and it's so natural to us that people just need to do that. If they haven't done that, if you haven't gone out into nature lately, or you just been telling yourself that it just sounds like it's too much, just stop it. Go out there, get you a good sunset in nature, get you a nice little view, see some water in the distance, check a waterfall, get you some nature, see, and then see how you feel. I bet you feel better that day.
Definitely. Well, as long as it's not snowing.
If it is snowing, stop bitching. Enjoy it.
Somebody actually says that they have too bad of allergies to be able to go out to nature. Now, I will attest to that. I have allergies. I travel all over the world, and it doesn't bother me mostly. But we were in New Zealand last year, and we were visiting Hobbiton, which is in the middle of the mountains in New Zealand. And I was on the tour as a live walking tour. I had to stand way back because of my nonstop allergies. Everything was blooming, and I just was disrupting the whole tour because I was just sneezing the entire 2-hour tour.
Where did allergies like that come from? That's my question.
I don't know. Actually, I was working with a doctor a decade ago, and I was having allergy issues. My eyes were puffy, and I was working with her on set. And she goes, "Hey, I noticed you have allergies. It's seasonal." She goes, and I was putting cream in my coffee. I just done that and she says, if you got rid of your dairy, your liquid dairy out of your diet. She goes, I'm a microbiologist and I study all this stuff under microscopes. And she says, when you're sick, when you're not feeling well, you don't drink a glass of milk because it makes you feel worse. She goes, That's what it's doing to your body naturally. But if you have all the allergies you're breathing in, the pollutants, the pollen and everything, and it's sticking to your cells and it's making it worse.
Because of
So,
things like consuming dairy products and
well, the liquid dairy, she said, will make your allergies worse. So I thought about it and I cut my dairy. The creamer was my biggest thing, but I was like, I don't really eat cereal. I don't drink glasses of milk. So I went black coffee. I did that over a decade ago. I haven't gone back. That's all I do is black coffee, but it helps significantly, 90%. I haven't had that bad of an allergy attack until I was in New Zealand last year.
Oh, word. Damn. See, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. These are allergies that don't really make sense. Like that they have to come from something. I don't think you're just born incapable of walking through a field. It would affect you negatively that unless there's some factors that are in society that are making it harder for people to be in nature. Things like that. That's affecting just what we consume or whatever.
Right.
It's like, damn.
Well,
So people who have a lot of allergies.
She says you'll still be allergic to the things you're allergic to, and it's true. I sometimes will walk through a pollen cloud or whatever it is, cosmic. It doesn't attach. I used to feel like I had the flu all day long. In New Zealand, honestly, I promise you, it's crazy. I couldn't walk outside. Every time I walked outside, that's how bad the pollen was. But you can see the pollen in the air, and it was covering your car. Your car was yellow every day, and so.
Are you able to expose yourself to an allergy until it no longer affects you?
Well, I know that I watched this peanut documentary, the people that are allergic to peanuts, and they came up with that the solution or the cure is to re-expose yourself to peanuts. And some people are deathly allergic to peanuts.
Very much. Their throat will close up.
Right.
They won't be able to breathe.
And they said that a slow reintroduction to peanuts is the reason why people are allergic to peanuts. According to this documentary, now I'm not the expert, but they were claiming that is because the FDA 10 years ago or whatever thought that you shouldn't give peanuts or peanut butter to babies for the first 8 years of their life or something. And that's what caused all these peanut allergies. They were realizing
because people weren't exposed to it.
Right.
And that was my thought, was the whole allergies outside. Now, if everybody was taking their baby out into these type of areas just from early ages, exposure would be it wouldn't probably become an allergy because it's like your body's growing into that with the exposure.
I think for a generalization, that could be it. But obviously, there's specifics. People have had health issues with their lungs or different conditions that would cause certain things. But
that's not just an allergy, though. That's now outside of that. But the simple, I just don't like going into nature because the pollen in the air. I feel like, well, if you were going into nature when you were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then there wouldn't be an issue with the pollen. If by exposing people who would literally die to peanuts is over a prolonged period, microdosing peanut basically into their systems to expose them can fix it. It's like almost all of it sounds like it comes down to an exposure truth.
I have no idea because I know a lot of people suffer with it. For me, it's a hay fever. It's every spring and fall. Again, I don't suffer like it used to be miserable for days. It felt like you had the flu, but ever since I cut out the liquid dairy, I'm fine. I'm good to go.
Take your babies to the flower orchards, people. Take your babies outside.
Go out in the garden with them.
Let them go in the garden with you. Let them touch the grass. Let them touch the flowers. Let them be outside. And it probably might help. I think it would because I'm that type of person. And we all lived outside and we clearly couldn't have. I'm sure that there are millions of people who have allergies to pollen, and we came from outside, so it's like we can't have had millions of people who just live their whole lives not being able to breathe because they're just allergic to pollen. I feel like it's an exposure thing, but I am no scientist, so I do not absolutely know. But when I got kids, I'm definitely taking them outside.
Well,
Definitely.
I think you're onto something there. I don't know exactly what it is, but it could be a lot of diet. I would imagine that. Not necessarily the cure-all, but the reduction of, what.
And we see that parents who really super shelter their kids away from any type of exposure, germaphobe parents, germaphobe kids, germaphobe people end up more sensitive to just so many more things. Like get sicker easier, all that. It's just like it's an exposure thing. I'm not so far as to pick shit up off the ground and eat it, but I've always felt like, let me not be too sensitive to potential dirt where I'm not exposing myself to anything. Just growing up, when we used to all grow up running around, being outside, our immune systems were stronger. And now I've always felt like, let me not shy away from everything. But if you do, I don't think that necessarily makes you any more safe, because it actually makes you more susceptible to things.
Where did you grow up? Was it in Kansas?
I was born in Maryland and moved to Kansas City, Missouri when I was 5, and stayed in Kansas City, Missouri until I was 14. And so basically, and then went to high school in Olathe, Kansas. So for all those people who have seen any articles or any posts about people thinking they know where I'm from, or somebody, and this is so annoying. People are like, oh, I did a background check on him. He's from Kansas. He ain't from no city. No, he ain't this, he ain't that. Right? I guess you can only look so far, but I didn't grow up in Kansas. I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. And if you're in Kansas City, Missouri, close to the Landon Mall, between the Landon Mall and Brookside. So the Landon Mall is ghetto from that point to the left. And then Brookside is really a preppy area. And then I went to Southwest Charter School, which is right past Brookside. So they just pulled the hood into the Brookside area with one school. And that was a really fucked up school. And it was just right in the middle of this preppy area. But I was right in the middle of these two areas. So if you're 62nd and is it Waldo? 62nd Street near the Landon Mall in Kansas City. That's where I grew up.
So you're right on the edge of being on the wrong side of the tracks.
Oh, look at me. I'm half white, half black. My whole life has been exactly that. I literally lived in a house that if I took a left at the end of my street, I was walking into the hood, into some deep, whatever shit over there. And then if I take a right, I'm like, oh, there's a nice couple blocks down that way. There's a nice little shopping area. If you go to the end of that and take a right and just keep going, you're going to be at the plaza. You know, there's a couple of Catholic schools over there. It's nice to the right, and it's fucked up to the left. And that's where I grew up. And then growing up, every year I went to just about every year I went to a different school. Second, third, and fourth grade, I went to St. Peter's, a Catholic school. 5th grade, I went to Kansas City Academy and Southeast, both hood schools. 7th grade, I went to Christ the King, Catholic school. Oh, wait, I went 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, Catholic school. 5th, 2 hood schools. 6th, Southwest Charter School. 7th, Christ the King, Catholic school. 8th, back to Southwest Charter, that was the hood school that was just randomly sitting in the preppy area. And then 9th grade, I went to Bishop Miege. And then 10th grade, I moved to Olathe, Kansas. So every year I was either at an all-white school or all-black school.
That must have been hard, switching schools every year. Whole new friends and everything?
It was. I didn't really grow up with a friend group because I did the same thing in sports. My stepdad had me playing on multiple sports teams in a season. And if you know that area, I played football in South Suburban, which is the hood league. I played football in Raymore and in Belton, which is all white kids out there. And every year it'd be different teams. I played for the Shawnee Mission area, Shawnee Mission South. I played all over Kansas City when it came to football, baseball, same thing. Wasn't as many hood teams in baseball, but I played baseball on different teams every year. So I've always felt very comfortable being in a place with a lot of new people. As a kid, though, I didn't really have friends that came with me anywhere. So if I made friends, then as a kid, it's not like we didn't have phones like we do now, FaceTime and then Ubers or any of that shit. So it's if I didn't see him again after that year, and just got
on Facebook 10 years later, right?
No, seriously though, literally, that's how it all. That's my generation. Right. Didn't have access to for years, and then it was like Facebook came out, and boom, there they are again. Oh, I'm trying to remember people that I haven't seen in years because now I can look them up and see if I can find them. But it's hard after 10 years to remember everybody.
Well, somebody's asking if you have siblings.
I do have siblings. I have my older sister, who's a year and a half older than me. She was on my first season in an episode or a couple episodes. She is the only sibling I have who has the same parents. So I have an older sister that I grew up with. I have a younger brother and little sister who grew up in the same houses as me and my older sister, both of which are adopted as my mom's kids. She adopted them. And then I have a little brother and 2 sisters that are my dad's kids. So I have 3 half siblings over there. So technically I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers.
So big.
But I really only grew up with my older sister, and then my little brother and my sister and my little brother are 10 and 13 years apart, younger than me, who grew up in the house with me. So it was like around that time, it was a lot of time my sister was out of the house, and now I'm just the male figure in the house for them. So they weren't even, it wasn't like a big family. It didn't feel like that.
Okay.
And I actually just met my little brother for the first time a few months ago. Last month.
Okay.
Because my dad has just had a kid not too long ago, and I'd never met him. So I went up there, got to see them. I went to Maryland and then took a little extra time to go hang out with them. So that was cool.
Nice. So do you see family usually a couple times a year, or how often?
If I can, but my mom still lives in Kansas. Me and my older sister I don't really talk to her as much anymore. And my dad, I did get to see through Thanksgiving, but honestly, for the most part, I was married for 2 years, living in Austin, Texas, without any friends or family around, and both of those years I spent Christmas and Thanksgiving alone. So going back to, it's been Friendsgivings and Friends Christmases for the most part for the last since I left Kansas City. I see family when I can, but it's a lot of times they got to come out because ain't shit in Kansas City, and I don't like going back there because it's a little sketchy. It's a whole lot of people that had opportunities to get out that went back and then didn't get back out. So it's not somewhere I want to go where people who are can be jealous, can try to get at you, and I just don't care to go back as much. I barely made it out of there. Shit.
Well, you guys were just in New York. I saw that this last week. How was that?
We were in New York. We had a holiday party, and we were asked to do a little live event. Do Mariah Carey. It was All I Want for Christmas Is You, her Christmas song. And that was our first live thing of us lip singing in person. Not sure how I feel about it, Jeremy.
I thought you guys looked great on all the.
Sure, we look fine, I guess, but still, the whole.
No, on all the social media and everything that was afterwards, I was like, wow, those guys did amazing. But did you like at least the adrenaline rush of the live response?
A million thoughts going through my mind about the whole concept of us doing a live event. Silly to me, but people seem to enjoy it. But the whole thing has been silly to me, and people seem to enjoy it, so we just keep on doing it, and it was interesting. It was fun, though. I feel like the network folks, that we're having fun and we're doing videos together, and there are people who, even in the network, are just fans of just watching us have fun and being associated, and that's what they wanted us to do when we got out there. Was like, hey, I think it was a pretty cool thing for us to be the 90-Day Bad Boys at a 90-day event. I think that was pretty, hey, wouldn't it be something if we actually got our own season? I don't know. Haven't heard anybody saying anything about that, but I think we'd have fun, and it'd be entertaining. It would be entertaining as all hell. I think us going around, whatever it is, like, if we out here, and I think between me, Josh, and Jamal, I think people would have fun watching us just off the strength of us not getting along half the time. It'd be entertaining enough.
All we have to do is just keep putting good content out there on this channel here, and just build up that fan base to where they can't deny you guys a show, right? All of you people that are watching, you share this channel with all your friends, the Instagram pages, all that.
Sure.
And you know what?
Sure.
Let's just build your own shows here on the YouTube. 90-Day Bad Boys alone. I think that's what.
Hey, Bad Boys. We're doing something. Whatever we're doing something. So we just go keep on doing what we're doing, I guess. See where that goes. But I need to get on TV, my damn self. I need to get on in a movie. So anybody got any movie roles? Let me know.
We'll push that out there as well. We'll get that going. Westerns. We're looking for Westerns.
I just watched The Harder They Fall the other day. Fire. Yeah, they had mixed people back then, for sure. With good backstories. My dad was a master. My mama was a slave. Hey, let me go on a rampage. I got some reckoning to do. Shit.
That's funny. Well, thank you for spending the time this weekend with us. I appreciate you hanging out and jumping on, and thanks for everybody who has now found your YouTube channel. That's amazing.
For sure. Awesome. I appreciate everybody who came over, and it's been fun hanging out with you, Jeremy, answering some of these questions. I guess till next time, huh?
And what was your favorite color one more time before we sign off?
Oh, my favorite color that we never even answered. I guess I say purple. I think purple, I've evolved to be purple now. It was green, then it was blue, then it was like that steel color, grayish black, and now I think it's purple. It's color of royalty.
I like it. Well, appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging out. And again, there'll be some unique content on this channel, so stay tuned, everyone. It's good to see everybody.
Stay tuned. I appreciate you, Jeremy.
All right. Have a good one.